am Clay Evans, born in Brownsville, Tennessee, on the 25th day of June.
So tell us a little bit about life in Brownsville for you.
I think you have almost described it for most black people in the South. At that time, there was a lot of prejudice. There was a lot of racism, so to speak. And most black people left the South coming north, looking for a better life, for situations to be better. I had the privilege, even though I was 21, I think, at the time, but you didn't do things without your parents' consent. If you was a child of obedience, and I was that, I accepted the Lord as my Savior when I was 10 years old. I had the option of going to St. Louis or coming to Chicago.
Okay.
But for some reason, I wanted to come to Chicago.
Okay.
For the only person in Brownsville was kind of halfway successful was an undertaker. Many black people were not successful. And I wanted to be successful. And I wanted really to become an undertaker.
So did you have a family here in Chicago that were working in that business at the time?
No, but the richest person, the successful person in Brownsville was an undertaker.
Understood.
And I learned at that time that dead business was good business.
Guaranteed flow of income, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a guaranteed thing because people are going to die. Well, when I got here and I inquired about it, to go to mortuary school, I don't know what the school was at that time, Washington or something, mortuary school. It only cost you about $1,000 to go through it. I didn't have a penny, so I went to get a job so I could make some money to go there. But in the meantime, I got married a young lady, Luther May Hollenshed, but my lovely wife. And from there I was called into the ministry at that time.
Okay.
And I accepted the call, but I never thought about preaching.
When was that?
About preaching,
Yes, sir.
that was about 47,
Okay.
1947.
Okay. So soon after World War II.
Yeah,
All right. And when was fellowship formed?
in 50,
1950.
1950, I'm trying to say. Yeah.
September the 10th,
Yeah.
1950, we
That's
organized
when I
the church.
organized.
Mm-hmm. And where was the organization at? Where did the organization take place? What was the initial?
It was at 49th and State Street
Yeah.
in the funeral home, Harris Funeral Home. It was a Harris
Yeah.
Funeral Home there.
Mm-hmm.
So we went there to organize.
And she was with me. And when time came to name the church, she named it Hickory Grove.
Hickory Grove.
Hickory Grove.
Wow.
From a church she knew of in Brownsville, Tennessee. Well, I didn't like that in the first place, but I had to suffer it to be for a few weeks until I changed it again,
Okay.
and to change it to Mount Carmel. So really, fellowship is the third name the church has.
Wow.
Yeah.
Probably a fact that a lot of people probably aren't aware of.
Well, yeah.
Well, he doesn't want it to be aware, and I don't.
Okay. All right.
Well, that's all I could think of.
Right.
Well, like it was three of us in this deciding what to name the church. And the other guys couldn't think. So I came up with the big name, Hickory Grove.
Hickory
That was
Grove.
one of the church at our home down there.
Yes.
I didn't want it to name in Woodlawn where we came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but right away he said, we don't want a Hickory Grove,
Right.
not for the name.
Well, I had always been interested in civil rights and did a little bit on my own. But when I was really introduced to Dr. King by Reverend Jesse Jackson, that just hit my spirit just right, because he was more recognized and powerful and going forward. So I endorsed it, but I was told not to endorse it by the powers that be, for he was not accepted by the structure in Chicago. But I was determined to do what I felt like the Lord had told me to do. So when I did do that, I was in the midst of building the new building that you see down there in,
Yes, sir.
that your parents and others attended from time to time. But I went through about a 7-year crisis of not being able to complete that building. So I did face a humiliating, embarrassing situation to wait until I could do it.
Right.
But we finally did it. And to God be the glory. Like Daniel in the lion den.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But it happened. And that's the reason why that song fit in so well for me. It's no secret what God
Can do.
can do.
Yes, sir.
Not really clear. And God is still working.
So, you are how old today, Pastor Evans?
91.
91 years,
Yes.
and still a living, working, praying icon of
Thank you.
of
Thank you.
Chicago. All right.
And thank the Lord.
Thank you so much.